Coming on the real, clocking steel, cause we coming on the real, that's right. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the motherfucking News Underground.
Bump that track, shout.
Bump that track, shout. Fancy, flippy, floppy, number one in the chat. Number one. Tell you, this music makes me want to riz my shizzler. Big props to HP Shouty. This is his greatest hits right here. We were just listening to Smoking and Choking Part 2. Smoking, choking. Yeah, we smoking, choking. Will there ever be another group like Bone Thugs? Never. Man, I'm a fatty. Oh, boy. It's happening. It's happening. It's in the fucking hopper, folks. You've said not over on Kick. All right, folks, this is the News Motherfucking Underground. I am Abandoned Nihilism. This is the realest motherfucking channel on any platform. We got Kick, we got D-Live, we got YouTube, and yes, we do have Twitch for as long as you'll have me. And I apologize once again to Twitch for breaking TOS. Strategy member, how you doing? Number 2 in the chat, welcome back. Regulator showing up. Getting a little slurry today. Regulator showing up. I got to get on my shit. Maybe I shouldn't get incredibly stoned right before the show. That's happening too. It's a nightmare for me. It's like a doctor's appointment. Knowing that, you know, I gotta take a break. You're back there? What do you mean back there? You talking about my beard? Folks, I got some great news. Jimmy Swaggart burns in hell. Jimmy Swaggart burns in hell. Back here. We will be covering Palestine, if I'm interpreting that flag correctly. Big props to DJ Sacred. Man, I'm all over the place today. I'm really having some hard times. I'm having a hard time speaking today. Yeah, we will be covering this. I have this one queued up. Yeah, Maria Purkis. Marina. That was more of a hello on the other platform than a programming note. I see. I don't know. You kids hop around the internet. I don't know how you do it nowadays. Back in my day, I just dial up and check my AOL, and now everything is different. Everyone's telling me to riz myself, and I don't want to riz myself. You keep your riz away from me. Don't touch me now. You're all perverts. Speaking of perverts, a phone book. For the millennials, the joke was that the phone book was irrelevant. Free Palestine, for sure. Maybe don't be counterproductive at Glastonbury. We'll cover that. Back in the day, I could hear the handshake of the dial tone and knew if it failed before it told me. Yeah. You could totally catch that. Was it the crunchy part? After all the shrieking? Like, it was like a lower crunchy part? I don't know. Welcome back, Bulletproof. I'm working on the beard, folks. Okay, I'm growing it as hard as possible. I know the fucking risen jiggler over here. Okay, my schniggler. Oh, I probably shouldn't say that. Wow. No. Probably shouldn't say that word. You need more muscle control. Anyway, can we get back? Yeah, during the crunch, and it would go, yeah, ba 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 ba, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm having a hard time speaking today. I'm slurring my words. I'm saying I'm being racist. This is bad news, folks. Strike that from the record. Speaking of striking from the record, televangelist Jimmy Swaggart, whose ministry was toppled by prostitution scandals, dies at 90. I blame Trump. Me too. It's my Trump derangement syndrome flaring up. Makes me. It's like Tourette's, but with racism. Sorry, it's my TDS flaring up. How much money was he toppled with? Yeah, exactly. No, I was about to say, like, toppled. That's just what we're telling ourselves. This guy died rich and surrounded by hangers-on and sycophants. He did not, his ministry might have closed. They might have had to take, yep, and there it is. Damn it. I knew it was coming. Yeah, no. Back in my day... Well, it is accurate to the racism. I'm such a fatty, dude. I'm such a fatty. I'm going to hit 40 this year, folks. Couple months, I'm hitting 40. It's do or die. It's do some exercise or die early. I'm hitting it. But he dies at 90 comfortably. Happy birthday. Thanks. You know, at this age, happy birthday it's not a compliment, it's a threat. So happy birthday to you. He's a complete total piece of crap. But I don't want to dance on his grave. I want people to remember Jimmy Swaggart, for what he wanted to be remembered for, right? His empathy, his charity, him trying to save people's souls, right? So we shouldn't dance on this great man's grave just because he bought hookers but shamed others who did. We shouldn't do that. We shouldn't shame hypocrites. We should forgive them immediately with no punishment and just pretend like they didn't do it right in front of us. Because that's worked out so well for society so far with the assholes and bastards and fascists, right? We just forgive them immediately and move on. Just ignore it. Basically let them do whatever the hell they want, right? Piss on his grave? Never. So I wanted to show this tribute video to show my respect for good old Jimmy Swaggart, okay? May he rest in peace.
Now available for the first time, the quintessential man of the cloth, Jimmy Swaggart, sings like you've never heard him before.
This is great.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a filthy
That's really Jimmy. That's really Jimmy.
like me.
He was an entertainer.
I once was lost.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah. He's selfless. He's a selfless
Let Jimmy and the
millionaire.
Angels of Mercy singers touch your heart with gospel classics.
Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me.
The voices told me so.
Or let Jimmy touch you a
It's
little
okay.
lower when he sings some of his nasty favorites.
Oh, no.
Two Live Crew.
So horny. So horny.
I don't know why his mic is so low.
So horny.
This is edgy performance from Jimmy over here. I guess he was trying some new things.
That's Jimmy Swaggart's Heaven or Hell, only $19.95, $22.95 for CD. Order now.
You're down with OPP?
Yes, no.
Are you down with OPP?
Yes, no.
Are you down with OPP? I'm an old perverted preacher. Watch this.
Like Jimmy Swaggart, Heaven or Hell, Box 666-666, Tulsa.
May he rest in,
Box 66.
may he rest in peace. May he rest in peace. Jimmy Swaggart. Make sure you save a bladder full for Jimmy Swaggart next time you're in the vicinity. Let me tell you, this is the kind of son of a bitch that they're going to have to put up fences around his grave because they're not going to have any problem watering it. Watering it. I'm having trouble talking today. I'm just like super pissed. I think, I'm just like, I got nothing but bad news, folks. Yeah, no, I mean, Crail, I got nothing but, like, we're going to hit, like, this is going to be like economic collapse, potentially civil war. And it's like not even a joke, man. Like, I'm not even being hyperbole. I'm not even being, how do you say, you can't say hyperbolic. Hyperbole. Hyperbole. How do you say that properly? I'm freaked out. I'm like legitimately freaked out. And I don't think I'm being, I don't think I'm using hyperbole. That's the proper way of saying it. Hyperbole? You're not allowed to You're not allowed to tell anybody how to spell anything, buddy. So they passed it. Of course, they passed the big, frightening bill. The big nightmare bill. Now it's going back to the House, where it will have an easier time of passing. Potentially. The real hardcore freaks and weirdos are in the House. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. The things that it cuts, the tax cuts, no one's going to be able to buy a house. No one's going to be able to buy anything. If this happens, if they make this happen, the whole thing, millions of people are going to get kicked off their health care. The whole thing is just, it's going to go ass over tea kettle. You know, because these people, I say this all the time, they're mentally ill. Okay? They're legitimately mentally ill. And they they work against their own existence. They work against their own system to take and take and take as much as they possibly can. They've created a whole philosophy. You know, they've contextualized it as moral, and they're just going balls to the wall. They're going and they're building nothing. All they are building is a larger pile of money. All they're building is a massive pile of money. And it's all going to be digital. We won't even be able to burn the money to keep warm. It'll just one day bloop disappear off the server when the Mad Max psychopath rips it apart to turn it into a fucking ornament for his combat car that he drives through the desert. Right? The last final shreds of Jeff Bezos's fortune on some hard drive in some server getting ripped open, you know, by a crowbar from some mohawked motherfucker, right? And he fucking nails it to the hood of his car. I mean, I can't even... I honestly, I can't even think right now. I'm kind of like numb right now. And it probably has a lot to do with the incredibly large amount of marijuana that I just smoked. Because I did smoke a lot. I probably shouldn't be doing this. I probably shouldn't be doing this. And then hitting start stream. So I apologize. I'll be sobering up. I'll get sharper. I got an energy drink here. I'm worried Trump included disabled people in the work requirement shit for Medicaid. Sky's the limit, man. Yeah, I'm kind of fucked right now. And it's like, it's only hitting, it's like 15 minutes to noon. Like, I think I got a problem, guys. Okay, John Favreau. I think he's the Pod Save America guy. I don't think he's the famous actor who gives Elon Musk $5 a month. Who gives Elon Musk money every fucking month for the pleasure of using his free social media program. Built by hands, I'm doing well. How's life over on Kick.com? Do you enjoy the gambling, pornography, villainy? Just bothering people? There's some streams it's just literally some asshole on a cell phone walking around a grocery store just bothering people. It is funny. Okay. But I don't know what to say. Because it's like, do I really want to tell people to stop bothering people? I got to think about that. Kick is the best of the internet. Twitch. I'm twitching. So fucked up right now. All right, nightmare time. I don't like Twitch. For the record, I love Twitch. Think it's great. Having a great time over here, Jeff. Appreciate it. Congratulations on the wedding. We're actually going to be covering it a little bit later. I got a video queued up just for you, Jeff, so make sure you stick around. I know Jeff Bezos is a personal fan of this stream. At least someone named Jeff Bezos came up to me on the sidewalk and said, "I really love your stream," and he called me by my first name, which was kind of weird, right? But anyway, thanks again, Jeff. Justin TV, whatever happened to that? I remember Justin TV, dude. My uncle was big into that. 17 motherfucking million are going to lose health care. And no, not just able-bodied young people that are already working and don't need it, right? Because that's what they're trying to say. They're trying to describe the people that are going to lose the health care as, you know, Mountain Dew sipping potheads on a beat-up couch in a basement playing Mario Kart 64. You know, basically my dream, someone living my dream out there. Unfortunately, there's very few people living my dream out there. Okay, for 17 million people, let's just be charitable and say 1 million of those people are living my dream, sipping Mountain Dew, playing Mario Kart 64 on the couch, not a care in the fucking world. Well, he's on his way, built by hands. This is the part of the story where the dictator is subverting and destroying, dismantling democracy using, and this almost always happens when democracies are attacked by fascists, using the tools, or in some cases, the lack of tools to fight back, to its advantage. There were a lot of systems in American democracy that kind of seemingly depended on human beings to do what they were told. And I guess it also helps that the punishment mechanism was subverted willingly by the neoliberals. Of course, they weren't interested in any neoliberal getting arrested. So it's, let's not pretend like the justice system wasn't politicized before Trump came along, right? Anyway, 30% higher electricity costs. That's going to be great. That's going to be great. 30%. Oh, that's not a big deal. No, it's actually a nice little chunk of change. Depending on your house, depending on where you live. If you live in a cold area, this can get very expensive, very inconvenient. Millions of manufacturing and construction jobs destroyed. Wow. Millions, huh? Somehow, I guess the stock market's just going to be able to absorb all that and completely ignore it. And we're just going to Tesla our way through this, Boeing our way through this, right? We're just going to pretend, like we're China, basically, and just pretend the economy's great. Or else we get executed. Biggest ever cut in food assistance for families, kids, and veterans. So they're literally the most poor, the most vulnerable. This is going to result kids on the streets begging for food like Charles motherfucking Dickens. I got the hat. I guess I got the hat, right? Alms for the poor, sir. I mean, there's a lot of look, history rhymes. It never, is like there's a phrase. History rhymes, but it's never exactly the same, right? And that's what we're seeing here. This is what people need to realize, is that it has shades of history, but this is so very new, and that's why it's so very effective. We're being bedazzled, right? Oh, yeah, I knew that, Corporal Fly. I knew that so much. Smart guy, right? I know. I quote famous authors and thinkers because I read their books. And you should, too. I shame other people for not reading because I read so much. I tried to read yesterday. I got like 2 pages, and then I had to oh, I know what's going on with me. I know what the fuck's going on with me, guys. Okay. I gotta take care of my dog situation possibly tomorrow. The final vet trip. That's what's going on. I guess I kind of blocked that out for a little bit. That's what's going on. That's why I'm having a hard time thinking right now. outside of the marijuana, of course. You know, I just love my pup so much. $4 trillion in deficits. So they're going to borrow $4 trillion on our already inflated currency. Yeah, well, you know, this is part of the process, NYC, for when you own a dog, right? This is that part that no one likes to talk about. 100. I smoked 100. $1 trillion in tax cuts for millionaires and billionaires. So that's great. Jeff Bezos gets another, tax cut. He needs it. He just had this big wedding. You know how expensive that thing was? Tens of millions of dollars. Okay? So this tax cut's going to come in handy just in time for Jeff. So, great. It's great news. Kudos to Jeff. Hey, when you win some, you lose some over here in the gutter. But, Jeff's a winner. He expects to win, and he does it. He wins. He wins every time. Thank you, Jeff. So 4 Democrats also voted for this? Really? They voted? Really? There were Democrats that voted for this? No way. So you got a link? I didn't know that. They didn't have to. They voted for this? Zoran Mamdani, man. If you're not Zoran, if you're not emulating Zoran Mamdani, you're dead to me. I'm asking, not sure. I know there were a few Republicans who didn't vote for it. I assumed that there were no Democrats that voted for this. Yeah, Bill. Yeah. Sounds like you got some TDS going on over there. So listen to this. La La Land. Maria Bartiromo, coward and careerist and fellow fascist, doesn't correct him on any of this, of course. But he just equates a cut as growth. Right? So when he takes food from a starving child's mouth, he considers that progress. I can't stress this enough. This is going to stymie private industry. Like these mentally ill psychopaths are going to hurt themselves. He's not wrong. He's not wrong, folks. Hey, Lord of the Flies. Did you read the book? You're conservative. Did you read the book, Lord of the Flies? I actually haven't read the book. I saw the movie. Yeah, we've all read it. I didn't read it. Now go diet. What was the lesson that what did you take from Lord of the Flies when you read it? Right? What was the lesson you learned from Lord of the Flies? Because I'm curious why a conservative would put that in their name. Pick on the fat, weird little kid. Really? Really? So did you finish the book then? Camping is fun. Did you finish the book? I mean, because I'm a fan of the movies based off Stephen King books. Guys, I'm a video game freak, okay? For like my entire 20s and 30s, I was playing video games. I've only just now started cracking open books. Okay? Anyway, he equates cutting. Yeah, I finished it. It's interesting. It's just interesting to me that a conservative would. I haven't gotten to Skyrim yet. I want to finish Daggerfall. I want to play Daggerfall first. But no, doesn't anyone else find it ironic and interesting that a conservative would run around the internet calling themselves Lord of the Flies. Yeah, I like video games. I do. I'm a big fan. I thought I was going to be a video game historian for a little while. Then life got in the way of that one. So anyway, here's Trump.
Cutting 1.7.
Equating cuts with growth.
Cutting 1.7. Let's see, we're cutting, 1.7
Lord of his
trillion.
basement.
Think of it. I think I just saw the number a little while ago, $1.7 trillion. But we can grow our country so much more than that, and we're not going to have to do. You also have to get elected. You know, when you do cutting, you have to be a little bit careful because people don't like necessarily cutting if they get used to something. And what I want to do is do it through growth. We're going to have growth like we've never seen before.
You know who he sounds like if you would take away all the Trumpisms and, Keir fucking Starmer, dude. Right? I guarantee you 100% confidence, okay, this is going to be a complete disaster. There will be no growth. It'll be the sound a vehicle makes, maybe a transmission, maybe the sound a transmission makes when you slam it into reverse while doing 80 on the freeway. The primary lesson of Lord of the Flies is that without the structures and constraints of civilization, human beings are prone to descending into savagery and violence. What is the Republican conservative movement right now? Right? It is a movement that seeks to destroy and dismantle the structures and constraints of our current civilized society. Does anyone else find it to be this reminds me of when we had that guy come in with the Statue of Liberty as his profile picture, and he was viciously anti-immigrant. Bring it, bitch.
You ready to drop
Bring
this
it.
shit like this, man? Y'all check this dope shit out.
Bring it, bitch. Bring it, biatch. Boy, I'm flushing them early. I love it. They see Trump, and they're like, when you put food in an aquarium, Oh, he just got the big fucking ban. Bloop. He just got the big fucking ban. You best believe, man. That's an insta ban. That's an easy one. Anyway, I hope other people find it supreme irony that a conservative gadfly running around, Lord of the Flies, the lesson that he learns from it is that violence is cool. Oh, okay. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. Well, I can't do that without. Okay, I'll time it out. All right, time out. No, it'll get screenshotted, all that shit. Yeah, you're right. It's too late. It's already too late. But I gave Restream Bot a timeout. How dare you, Restream Bot? That'll show that script. I love that Lord of his basement. Great burn. Okay, I'm just double checking everyone's comments here. That's the lesson, huh? Bulletproof. When lost on a desert island, unalive all the a-holes on night one. Yeah, just like immediately find all the conservatives. Yeah, that's the lesson of Lord. I mean, it's just like they're whoosh. Like whoosh, Just tattoo "I'm stupid" on your forehead, please. Just finish it. Let's bring this to its logical conclusion. I mean, you know, the red MAGA hat's a perfect stupid across the forehead. So anyway, it was Mr. Hillbilly over here that had to break the tie vote. I bet he was so excited to do this. He can't wait to be president. He can't wait to double down on this. Right? Peter Thiel's like, yeah, okay, we need a lot more human suffering. You know, Curtis Yarvin and I have been talking, and we think the second phase should be implemented. And you know, I know we have a really bad homeless problem now, but I think we need to make it worse. This is Peter Thiel is a madman, and his little gremlin here is going to destroy us all. But here he is, gleefully taking away food and medicine from millions of Americans.
Let's vote. The yeas are 50. The nays are 50. The Senate being evenly divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative. The bill as amended is passed.
How can I get your chat from Twitch to show up on Kick Chat? So I gave it a timeout for 10 minutes. It'll be back in 10 minutes, built by hands. 10 minutes. And I just gave it a timeout so that the automated system is like, oh, he's moderating his chat. Someone said the N-word. So he timed that out. Right? That's what Strategy Member was suggesting. Yeah, how you doing? Hello. Why is that hello ominous? Why is that ominous? Hello. Yeah, hi. Do you use to make it happen? 5 more minutes. Wait, built by hands. 5 more minutes. Well, she was against it till she wasn't. I think she voted for it, right? Wasn't that one of the tabs that I just closed? Hold on here. Yeah. Collins, Tillis, Paul, she voted for it. She fucking voted for it. Yeah, okay. All right. Sure. I'm just, hello. What? I'm just trying to greet you. Just trying to say hi. That's you in my head right now. You're scaring me, bro. Yeah, thank you, Krail. Thank you. You're helping. I appreciate the help. Thank you. The GOP, do you want some sugar-free Coke? No, I hate aspartame. I don't want to drink aspartame. I don't trust that shit. The GOP just passed a bill, most of them vehemently disagreeing with. The GOP just passed a bill, most of them vehemently disagree with, and that they know is going to harm their constituents because they're afraid of Trump. Pretty pathetic stuff. Okay. So you're trying to derail the stream, is that what you're trying to do? You don't know what the bill is? Okay. You don't live in America, that's why, right? I don't know. Literally open up YouTube to any news program right now about United States news, and you'll get an update on what this is. The big, beautiful bill will raise taxes on Social Security and keep taxes on tips and overtime. Awesome. Oh, looky. The big, beautiful bill retains taxes on tips, overtime, and Social Security. Y'all got scammed again. Here's your award. Fell for it again award. None of it. He's like, we're no taxes on tips. No taxes on tips. I swear to God. Wow. Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised that Moff over here thinks we should cut Social Security? You know, your rancid and shitty conservative ideology is what has brought us here to this day right now. You know, your whole cut taxes, growth. That's what this is. And you're still like walking around, yeah, we got to cut Social Security. It's going to implode. You know why it's going to implode? By the way, it's not going to implode. Well, it might now. Now, it might if it's going to get cut. But the so-called implosion that these right-wing conservatives are fear-mongering about was just a lowering of services by like 20%. And by the way, the only solution conservative dickheads offer with Social Security is cut. Never tax the rich slightly more. And I'm talking slightly, like a 1% tax on millionaires and billionaires. And like millionaires over 500,000 or 500 million. Like easy. And then it no longer implodes. But no, the only solution to every fucking problem, Social Security. Well, you fucking maniacs, Mr. Moff, you're about to get exactly what the fuck you want. You're about to get exactly what the fuck you want because the gloves are off and they're cutting this shit. So your stupid, insane idea is about to come true, and you're about to see just how ineffective cutting Social Security is going to be for the economy. This $1.7 trillion is not going to... What do you think? You're going to get a fucking refund? Yeah, I agree with that. But when you say aid to the Middle East, you're talking about food. You're not talking about military aid to Israel, right? Can't do that. We got to finish that Greater Israel project. The goddamn nightmare continues. Trump calls for deporting U.S. citizens. Literally. Yeah, we're looking into it. Yeah. Full tyranny. Dictator for life. I kind of like how Putin does it, You talk some shit about Putin on the internet, and you disappear for a couple years into Siberia. Not bad. It ain't bad. I got to say, it ain't bad. Ain't bad. And I define that as freedom, by the way. Yep, there it is. Moff, how come you're so motherfucking predictable? You know you don't even really need to be here. Why don't you just tell an AI to represent your stupid opinions across the internet? I know exactly who the fuck you are, and I don't know who the fuck you are. You know what I mean? Does that bother you? That you don't have an original fucking thought in your goddamn skull? You're dancing around the internet, spreading propaganda and lies. You don't even know what you're doing. It almost sounds like you earnestly believe these things, which is either you being incredibly convincing or you being incredibly naive. Pick one. I mean, the hat, R Factor NYC, the hat, right? Really says, I mean, it really does kind of encapsulate the MAGA hat, right? It really does kind of encapsulate not just the dangerous fascism and authoritarianism, but the stupidity of it, right? How garish and dumpy and dumb and just bottom of the fucking barrel here, and it's interesting. It's interesting because fascists usually go in the other direction, right? They get all like, Malfoy, like from Harry Potter, right? Or fucking Gordon Gekko, right? They get all Gordon Gekko. I live in Canada right now. I can't get much farther away from the United States, but hell, you guys might come and get me. Anyway, here is some overt authoritarian fascism with no other way to put it. Okay? If you're Cenk Uygur, you're hiding from that word, you're running from that word while this motherfucker is saying this shit, you should be ashamed of yourself at this point. Stop the madness, Cenk Uygur. Stop the fucking madness. Start calling this what it is. Oh, I don't want to offend the voters. Correct me if I'm wrong, but trying to win over, middle of the road conservative voters, was that not Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden, Kamala Harris's strategy to win over the moderate Republicans? Cenk Hugo over here, screaming at people. You got to police your language. You can't call them fascists. That might offend them. The solution is to fight, to create a coalition on the left, not try to absorb the dregs of the right. Cenk. So, yeah, overt fascism from the man sitting in the fucking chair.
I'd like to say, a little controversial, but I couldn't care less. We have a lot of bad criminals that came into the.
So, Moff, get the fuck out of here, you piece of fucking filth. The fuck out of here. Spreading lies. Done with you. Double flush for the fat turd. I don't have time to debate the motherfucking Nakba, bitch. It happened. And no, it wasn't anti-Israel hatred that formed Israel. Nova Ryder, welcome.
I'd like to say, a little controversial, but I couldn't care less. We have a lot of bad criminals that came into this country.
Blatant lies.
They came in stupidly. It was an unforced error. It was an incompetent president.
If I was a homosexual, I'd be very proud of it. Unlike you, who was a homosexual and desperately, desperately ashamed of it. The fuck out of here, bitch. The fuck out of my face. Starting over, overt fascism.
I'd like to say, a little controversial, but I couldn't care less. We have a lot of bad criminals that came into this country, and they came in stupidly. It was an unforced error. It was an incompetent president that allowed it to happen. It was an auto pen maybe that allowed it to happen.
Auto pen. He keeps going to this auto pen thing, which is really frightening because what he wants to do is just say literally anybody that's ever used this auto pen for any reason is that whatever they passed, whatever they signed is invalid. And of course, I get to remake that whatever decision that was. This dictators. The things that they say and they do sometimes seem ridiculous, and they know it. They don't care. He doesn't care. He's completely shameless.
It did happen, but we also have a lot of bad people that have been here for a long time. People that whack people over the head with a baseball bat from behind when they're not looking and kill them. People that knife you when you're walking down the street. They're not new to our country. They're old to our country. Many of them were born in our country. I think we ought to get them the hell out of here, too. You want to know the truth. So maybe that'll be the next job that we'll work on together.
So just anybody who commits a crime for any reason, American citizen or otherwise, get him the hell out of here. And what the hell is he talking about? Is there an epidemic of has our entire country turned into River City Ransom? And there's like motherfuckers walking around with baseball bats. We're all in a street gang. We're all I'm a member of the Turfs. Yo, I'm a member of the Fatties. I'm actually a member of the Fatties. Okay, but we don't talk about that. But we all got to rep our clique, and we were wearing we got baseball bats and shit. We just whacking people as they walk by. Is that shit happening anywhere? Is he talking about the anti-Asian violence that was created by his racist comments about COVID-19? What is he talking about? Someone help me.
Looking and kill them. People that knife you when you're walking down the street. They're not new to our country. They're old to our country. Many of them were born in our country. I think we ought to get them the hell out of here, too. You want to know the truth. So maybe that'll be the next job that we'll work on together. But I think getting them out, we forget about them. We have some very bad...
one positive I can take from this, it doesn't sound like he started the process of finding a way to justify arresting citizens. He's like, add that to the list. We got to work on that. We got to take away people's human rights, American citizens' human rights. They don't have the right to safety and security. They don't have the right, to not be kidnapped by the government for any reason. And fuck, I don't know. Hell, dump them in another country. Okay, people should be scared of me. Oh, excuse me. I am currently shitting my diaper right now. I'm actually urinating and shitting right now as we're speaking. Let's just keep the ball rolling here. I'm just going to continue urinating and shitting into my diaper as someone else talks. Please proceed.
But I think getting them out, we forget about them. We have some very bad, we had some bad accidents in New York, and they're not accidents.
He's playing GTA, and he's like, shut up, everybody. I'm watching the news. Shut up, everybody. I'm watching the news about this gang warfare. And I'm filling my diaper. So this is just a tweet. Question here. Tom Hooman was saying perhaps CNN should be prosecuted. Your thoughts? We're working with the DOJ to see if we can prosecute them for that. We're going to actually go after them. This is Noam saying that they're looking into prosecuting journalists on CNN. Jesus Christ. I mean, if Wolf Blitzer, if they're throwing Wolf Blitzer behind bars, my ass is in trouble, dog. Okay? I might have to, straight up actually go news underground, dude. I might have to take this shit underground. Right? Because I'd be kind of a damn fool if they're locking up Aaron Burnett, Don Lemon over here gets fucking 9 to 5, 5 to 9. I don't know, dude. I might have to shut the whole operation down for the sake of my fucking family and literally go underground and do broadcasts without my face and, distribute it on a website instead of going on Twitch, just opening up my own fucking website. You guys would actually have to get off your ass and actually tell people about the fucking stream for once. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Probably not a good idea. It works for the neoliberals. Nagging and berating works really well for them. So Trump also added they may be prosecuted also for false reports on the attack on Iran. So of course talking about they didn't spread my lie that it was a complete obliteration. They didn't just spread my lie immediately. They reported on some other crap. Some leak by some hippie commie bastard. Actually, it was a 10-plus year intelligence career person who leaked it. We come to find out. Remember what Caroline Leavitt said? A low-level loser. He was a low-level loser. You can live with me in Norway? I might take you up on that, dog. My wife would be ecstatic. I'd be like, look, it's a little cold, but the happiness index through the roof. You'll get over it. So Elon Musk, motherfucking Elon Musk over here, dude. Him getting deported, I'm sorry, would be hilarious. I can't even pretend to be horrified. It'd be horrific, okay, because it would be objectively horrific that he's just scooping up anybody of any status, right? Because if he were to deport Elon Musk, that really says, because what does Putin do to oligarchs, right? He fucking murders them, right? The money doesn't protect him, and they know that, right? They're like, well, I can get filthy rich, I can get disgustingly rich as long as I work with Putin. I push back on Putin, dude murders my whole family in my multi-billion-dollar penthouse overlooking Moscow, right? That I reported on that a couple years ago. Jesus, was it that long ago? But yeah, the oligarch family were the teenage daughter, the wife, all murdered. And, of course, the guy all murdered. Trump and Elon are still BFFs, and Trump is ousting him to make him a good guy again. No. You're giving way too much credit. I mean, no offense to you, but you're giving way too much credit to Trump. You're giving way too much credit. I do agree, all the tough talk about deporting is pretty bullshit. Because look, because Trump considers Elon an ally, even though they disagree. Because like look at how he treats Putin, right? Who's like just constantly pissing in his face. Look at how he treats Bibi Netanyahu, constantly pissing in his face, right? Like if you have something to offer Trump, and in the case of Elon, it's money, a lot of money. If you have something to offer Trump, in this way. So no, I don't think he's pretending. I do think it's just like they're chest beating. I don't think, because Elon is over here threatening to he's going to do a third party. By the way, this is the guy that said he's done with politics. He's got to go run his companies. So now he's going to start his own political party, and he said he's going to primary all the Republicans, which is ridiculous because we're not going to have a midterms. We're not going to have a real midterms. We're not going to have a real presidential election. That's a fact, folks. That's a fact. The Supreme Court made sure that happened last week, Friday or Thursday. There's no injunctions. Election law is now whatever Trump decides it to be. That's a fact. So I don't think he's going to get deported. Elon is going to fall in line because Trump is going to further hurt. He's going to go after. Trump is the one with the cards in this situation. Elon's going to fall in line just like he did last time, because ultimately Elon's a bitch. He's a childish bitch. Elon Musk, okay, desperately seeking approval and attention from people that he considers his peers. He's pathetic. He'll fall in line, and Trump knows it. So he's, they're just both talking big. Yeah. Blase. Great point.
I don't know.
Okay, you can just read the fucking subtitles. I'm not even going to, goddamn, always doing these interviews outside of an airplane. He does this quite a bit. Do you think it's an intentional strategy? No, I mean I'm doing the same thing that I was yelling at Blase for, right? Like it's not. He's just lazy. This is how he'd prefer to do it. I just walk off the plane, I'll say some shit, then I'll go in, turn on CNN, and pass out, and hopefully someone will change my diaper while I'm sleeping, and then I'll wake up with a fresh diaper, and I can, tweet out some insane fascist nonsense, just a normal day of the president. I'll give you a Discord link, invite link in a second here. Right. Have to take a look. Might have to put Doge on Elon. So that's interesting. He's talking about sicking Doge on Elon, talking about going after his, the subsidies. You know what Doge is? Doge is the monster. So that's interesting that he acknowledges that Doge is doing a lot of damage, right? Isn't that basically just an admission that Doge is doing an incredible amount of, he considers it a monster? Biden did do, to his defense, that's just a weird president thing to listen to the helicopter. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Is there no way we can't put this press gaggle somewhere else, It seems to happen so much. It seems to be an intentional strategy. You know what I mean? It happens so fucking much. There has to be something to it. It feels like wag the dog, wag the tail. How do you say it? Tail wags the dog. Whatever. The fucking movie. You know what I'm talking about. But it feels like one of those slick kind of things that political consultants. Or like, well, we want this to spread less. We want this to be in the news less. So let's make it hard to listen to. Make sure you say this statement in front of the helicopter or in front of the, make the statement in front of the plane while it's blasting. Because it happens a lot. It blows up. Okay, you get it. I don't think it's going to really, like I said, I think Elon's going to fall in line. He's a bitch. The economy is, come on, man. Once Jerome Powell is out of the picture, it is it, dude. The party is over. Okay? The party is over when Jerome Powell is forced to leave or his term runs out and Donald Trump. Guess who Donald Trump wants to put in? Scott Bessent. Scott Bessent. Yeah. The current Treasury Secretary. The piece of shit who quietly does exactly what he's told, no matter what. College educated, knows goddamn well everything that comes out of this fat slob's mouth is bullshit. Doesn't care. I'm here for the career. I'm here for the title. Right. And hey, I might be in a position of power during a fascist takeover of the United States, and to him, he's like, well, I'm on the side that's winning. I'm on the winning side. But here she is, this psycho, this freak, Caroline Leavitt, now holding up a printout of Trump's latest Truth Social post attacking Jerome Powell and reading it. So he's just, Trump is saying our economy would be doing so much better, right? Because he's going to lower the rates down to zero. Jerome Powell, meanwhile, is like, the only reason I haven't lowered the interest rates is because the tariffs. That's literally the only thing holding us back. Oh God, my dog. She's in a lot of pain. And I gotta give her some medicine here. All right. She's gonna be doing this for a little while. I can't. All right. Son of a bitch. That was kind of cute of the guy who I banned is like, you said you're gonna kill your dog. I'm gonna report you. It's like that actually doesn't get you in trouble, just as long as you don't do it on camera. Disgustingly, you're allowed to treat your dog like property. You can euthanize your dog like anytime you want. They now, yeah, exactly. Repentant man, exactly, 100%. All right, I gotta end the stream early. Unfortunately, I gotta take care of this. And she's, it's kind of a pain thing. I gotta give her some medicine. It's gonna take her a while to kind of get through it. I gotta change her diaper. Gonna say goodbye to her tomorrow. Man, sucks. Anyway, folks, thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. Wish I could stream more. Obviously, I have a lot more to talk about. I might be able to start the stream a little later. Maybe not. Maybe I'll do something maybe tomorrow. Happy Canada Day to any fellow Canadians. If a lot of what I said is everything that I said is basically bad news. He'll either choose to have another third term, which he seems kind of iffy on, or he will attempt to basically hand over power to a person that he deems as a worthy replacement for him. Right, basically the person who sucks his dick the best, right? But he does need to be prosecuted if he doesn't stay. He absolutely needs to be prosecuted if he doesn't stay. And that's not going to happen with a Nancy Pelosi neoliberal. That's 100% for certain. Once again, folks, a lot of the things they said were a lot of bad news, but I actually do have a solution for you. If you're wondering how to actually fix this, especially if you're American, the solution is nonviolent, direct political resistance, aka becoming an activist. And it's not as scary as it sounds, actually. All you really need to do is follow my simple 3-step program. Step 1, we inform ourselves, which is what we're doing here today. So good job. Step 2, we have to sign up or show up to one of the many, many protests that are happening across America. And here's just a small example. Fort Collins, Colorado, Aberdeen, Maryland, MD. We got one over there in Florida. Ochapi. That's funny. Lots of protests happening. Step 3, we have to put in the work like the fascist Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk works overtime to destroy our country. He's formed an entire organization called TPUSA that is finding naive conservative idiots and churning them into activist fascists who are attempting to take power throughout government. We need to combat it. Yes, I have one child. He's blind. Fun times. We're having fun over here. Peace in that motherfucking Middle East, and glory to the Ukrainian democracy. I'll try to fire up the stream again very soon. Thank you.